Hello, Aku here again. Welcome back to Resonant Rise. I'm on a server with Sace and Dictionary, and I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been doing a lot of rejigging of stuff off camera. First of all, the damn squid. Sace has just told me that it's been spreading these to see if it broke my mind a bit. Yes, Sace, it has been breaking my mind. Earlier on, I cleared this out. I used the Horn of the Wild from Britannia and ended up with like over 6 stacks of squid plant seeds. There was just squid plants everywhere. But, I'm hoping that the update to Pneumatic Craft that gets rid of the plants comes sooner rather than later. Right, I finished last time doing the meteor thing. I'm going to get down there in a bit. I'm going to show you what I've done. Now, I've changed things around a bit with the farms again. This build it's just little things keep holding me back with this build. I don't know why. I'm just never happy with anything that I'm doing with it. It took me like 18 times to build that roof, if you remember, and I still don't really like it. But I've changed things again. I've got rid of the Ender IO farms. I like Ender IO. I love the conduits. There's other bits of it I really like. I'm not a fan of the farms, if I'm being honest. The putting tools in makes it's easily automated, but I just don't like them. So I've got rid of the tree farm that was here, and I've made a golem farm. This is the same as on my resurrection players. I've got a chop golem, a gather golem, and a use golem. The use golem uses saplings on the ground. The gather golem gathers what the chop golem thing is down. And I've changed the way things are going with my farms. I'm going to show you in here because it's easy to show you in here. So all I've got now is I've got 3 little farms here. That farm up there and these are all on their own green growth. I brought the chickens down here as well. And the way I'm doing things... Why are you collecting? Collect, damn you. He's just having to think about stuff, wasn't he? I don't think he's keeping up, is he? There's all this stuff needs collecting. What are you doing? I maybe need more than one of him. I wonder if he's trying to... Oh no, Satan won't be in range of the tree farm. Oh, that wheat's ready. Drop it down, fool. There he goes. So he's a busy little guy. He's got 2 yellow things on. No, he's got 1 yellow and a order, because he needs the order to replant, of course. So yeah, I've got green grove under each of these. I've just got a little 3x3 netherwort, wheat, and reeds there. And these are keeping up. The one that was getting low was the netherwort. That's the one that feeds my zombie generators, of course. And that was down to like 11, and I've come back up to 30. So my blood magic LP network can easily keep up with this stuff. So yeah, what I've got then is I'm collecting them using a hopper hock, and a hopper hock into the barrels. If you go with a hopper hock next to the barrel, it'll just put that right thing in there, so it's clever enough to know that only that will go in there. And what I've started to use is I have got myself some ender chests. And my triple greens are it's going to be like my storage, my farm stroke loot storage chest. And all I've got is some translocators with diamonds on, which means you can set them to be regulators. And it's regulating stuff to 1 stack. So in this green chest there's 1 stack of eggs, there's 1 stack of netherwort, 1 stack of wheat. I can also add 1 stack of seed if I want it in there. Why you not plant that seed? Damn guy. I've not actually put seed into there, but I'm going to put a stack of everything into here. As you can see, that's in there. So what I've got up there, underneath the golems, if I can find it, can I find it? That's the conduit. Oh, there it is, cool. So there we go. So underneath the golems I've got a matching ender chest, and I've just got translocators there filling the golem workbenches with wheat. So that's... Oh, I've not diamonded that one. I have forgotten to diamond that one. Let me grab a diamond. I've not got any on me. I should do that before I forget. And maybe not done another one as well, so I'll grab a stack of diamonds. I'm going to talk about the A system in a minute. My actual plan for this episode is to automate processing with Thaumic. So that's what we're going to get onto. So I'm going to call another meteor down once we've got that set up and make sure that it works. But I'm not going to call another meteor yet. I'm going to go show you that after I've just finished this little farming bit. So basically, this is kind of gearing up for the E network. Instead of having like a storage bus on every one of them barrels down there. There we go. So that's regulating. So they're staying a full stack. These have all got Oh, these ones haven't, have they? I forgot to do these translocators as well. These all the translocators have got a glowstone dust on as well, which means they move a stack at a time. So that's what a glowstone dust does. So if you put that on the output one like that, bam, that'll shift a stack at a time now. So that'll keep that nice and full all the time. So they're going to be full of reeds and wheat respectively. And it only puts one in there. And what I can do is I can put one of these chests in my fastened to my A network using a storage bus, and then I can just pull things out the A network and it'll just pull them from the farm, so it'll pull them from the barrels. What I might do is I might set up this guy. I might change this again at some point. I might set up this guy to be on a golem inhibitor so that when these are all full, when any one of them's full, like, well, no, yeah, I might have to have separate farms again. I'll probably end up redoing it again. But, some of them have got void upgrades on, so they'll just keep working even if they're full. The issue is that I don't want all load of entities on the floor if stuff gets full. So that's what I've done there. So that's my farms kind of sorted, and they're all going up. So I'm getting plenty of cakes made, and the important one, the nether wart's going up, which is of course my power. So at the minute, this is still beast based to that one up there, but when we get nether wart into the A network, then I'll just have a export bus onto the VAT, put in the nether wart and the beef into there, and that'll be that sorted. So yeah, at the minute, right, what I've done with these were beast based to the barrels that was up there. These are now actually the actual processing is under here. So I brought across the ignis extruders, the redstone furnace, the pulverizer. So that's actually getting ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to storage bus these onto the A system, so that they'll have a storage bus on the back, and that'll be going into the system. That'll be in the system with thingy on, and then most of these I'm going to feed into a sub chest, and then have well, I might have to leave them in barrels, but I'm going to use the green chest for that as well, so that in my green ender chest there'll be a stack of each one of these things in there. So it's kind of keeping things out the A network, but it's not tying too many things up. As you can see, I've moved this from this side to this side, because now I've changed things around a bit. I'll get to that bit in a minute. Let's go downstairs first. If you remember, my A network was just running off one controller, and I've kind of outgrown it, which is where my problems have been coming from. So I had to decide to rip it all out. So I spent about 8 hours today. I've rebuilt my A network from the ground up. I had just one controller here, and I was really struggling for channels. I could have P2P'd stuff, but I might do some of that stuff as well. I've not really played with the P2P sub networks and stuff, but I might do that under the floor for in here. But as you can see now, I have got just a terminal and a terminal up there at the minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a terminal there and there, and I'm going to have one in this room, there and there, and oops, stuck in the bloody door. I need to make them wider really. Problem is, if I've got them that tight that if I have it wide there, you can see the blackstone brick on the side there. I suppose I could use some kind of cover on the inside. Yeah, I need to make them wider because I keep getting stuck in the walls and it's irritating. We're going to come into here in a bit. We're going to use infernal furnaces. I've got one to make still on camera, just in case you've not seen them being made, but they're pretty straightforward. And as you can see, I have the ignis node goes to this V relay, to this one, and this V relay is in range of, it will be in range of them two infernal furnaces. This one is in range of these two, and that makes the V relay makes these work quick, so that's all good as well. So we shall be getting to that later in the episode. I've done nothing in there, but as you can see in here, I have now got my controllers under there. Now I've got 8 controllers. I don't really need 8, I don't think, not for the amount of, I'm getting a weird graphic bug, look at that. Kind of looks funky, but I'm getting like a shader issue, aren't I? I don't think I need 8, but I wanted 8 because it looks cool. Because I'm not having a massive A network. I'm trying to stay small on purpose. I could have just gone big style and made a quarry, and oh yeah, really, I've got graphic here, haven't I? I could have made a quarry and I've had a big reactor and stuff, but I'm trying to do things a little bit different. So what I've got down here is there's the 8, and there's a dimensional transceiver that's connected to one up there that I'll talk about in a minute. And at the minute, I've got a dense cable going this way, which is feeding this room. I've got a dense cable going that way, which is feeding this room, so that's the advanced chemical furnace. And I've got a dense cable going that way, which is feeding in the main room, the terminals and stuff. So we'll go ahead and back up there, and then we'll come back down here in a bit. The dimensional transceiver is the first thing I want to actually mess around with, because I want to do something to it. I want to make it so that my E system goes offline when I'm offline, because, as mentioned several times already, my power supply is not very robust. It's only 12. I'm going to change things down here as well, by the way. I'll show you that in a minute. It's 12. Is it 12? 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 of these zombie generators that only put out 80 RF a tick each. Currently most of them are putting nothing out. So I've not got a great deal of power. I don't want to make a big reactor, but I could have loads of power. I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm using this efficiently. What I've got at the minute is, just to set this up, make sure it works okay, I've got a wireless redstone button in here. And that's pretty straightforward. It's just the thingy bit. It's not going to show me the recipe. If I press R on there, no? You know recipe? No, okay. Let's look at it in here. So it's just one of them wireless transceivers and a button. It gets you this little remote. And I've got it set that if I press the button, it pulses this toggle latch. And this is set to active with signal. So that's only going to be putting power out. Now, there is power in the controller, so that's got to drain out first. But once that's all drained out, then the A network goes off. So it's not pulling power when I've got it turned off. But I don't want to keep it like that, because I might forget to turn it on or off. So it goes, turn it back on. So what I want to do is I want to make a thing from remote random things called a online detector. So that's the first thing I'm going to make this episode, and that should be really straightforward. In fact, I should just put a spam click that, and boom. Yeah, awesome. So what I want to do behind here is and I want to put that behind there. Online detector, detecting me. And that should be putting a redstone signal into there. So whenever I'm online, my network should be online. Whenever I go offline, I can't really check that, of course, but whenever I go offline, my network should go offline. Cool? So it's always going to be on when I need it to be on, which is what counts really, isn't it? Now, got to make sure that I build my farms with that in mind. I don't want things to be processing when I'm not offline. But yeah, so I think everything's safe at the minute. Right. A network then. Let's jump down here. Done a couple of things down here. One of them I've done is I moved the enchanting stuff from this room across to there. I don't need the spar. I'll tell you why I don't need the spar. I've been saving this for on camera actually. Check this out. From Forbidden Magic, I'm going off book a little bit here. This is not what I want to do. I meant to do this last episode. Last episode was called Rituals and stuff, wasn't it? And I meant to build this ritual, and I forgot all about it. So I'm going to build it now. And when am I going to build it? Christ. I'm going to have to move this because I'm not going to be happy wherever I put it. I'm not going to be happy. But, let's just stick it here. There we'll do. And what I'm going to do is get a ritual called Delayed Insanity. So there we go. Play Delayed Insanity. This is added by Forbidden Magic, Spiteful Fox's mod. The one that brings us the awesome Thaumic cake. If I spam that button there, we get this little structure, little Stonehenge looking structure. If I activate that, there we go. It gives you Warp Ward. And it gives you Warp Ward whenever you're passing through it. It seems to activate when you pass through it. So you want to have this as some kind of gate in your base or something. And it kind of refreshes it even when you're a little bit away from it. You have to get, it seems to have to get closer to activate it. But once you've gone through it, so having this where you come in or out should keep Warp Ward on you most of the time. So look, I'm outside of its influence at the minute, but that should refresh, I think. Come on, make me a liar. Make me a liar. Okay, see if I care. So yeah, maybe do have to pass through it. Oh. Why are you in no work? What's going on? Give me Warp Ward, damn it. Have I stand right in the middle? I don't think I'd stand right in the middle before. Anyway, Warp Ward. So Warp Ward is the same as what the Spar Bath gives you, so that's a really cheap way of doing it, and making bath salts is quite time consuming and expensive. It's because it takes like 16 of Sano and stuff like that. So there we go. Anyway, I've got Warp Ward on a ritual. Very cool. Cheers, Spiteful. So yeah, so that's why I don't need the bath down there. So I pulled the bath out. I decided to move the enchanting stuff over there instead. Keep getting stuck on everything today. Not just today, is it? Keep getting stuck on everything all the time. So enchanting stuff's in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the essence berry bushes in a little farm behind the wall there. I've not bothered yet because I've got like 300 levels in there, so I'm in no rush for XP. Once that starts getting low, I'm geared up to the lid, aren't I? So I can't see it really getting low. But if it starts getting low, I'll put the XP berry bushes behind there with a little setup that I'll just send essence straight into that. And all the stuff that the mob farm's been getting me is all chucked in there. All the loads of oh shit, what's going on? I want to pick them up. Get back in there. Trying to escape. Yeah, cool. So this was of course my ME workshop anyway, so I've expanded it a bit. All I've made here is there's a couple of bits in here that I want to grab. Molecular assembler, some acceleration cards for it, some ME interfaces for it, and dense cable. So I've run dense cable. This is where that dense cable comes from, down in the Farmcraft area. So it comes up to here, and I've got a single line going off there. That's for the terminal, just that single crafting terminal upstairs. And then I've got a single line going off there, which is running to these things. So that crystal growth chamber was over there. That's added by AE stuff, of course, that little add-on. The MEI port was up there. The ME drives was in the floor up there, so they've come down here. And that's just the workbench and the essential workbench. They was here anyway, I've just moved them. Well, those in the wall up there, upstairs, weren't they, in that bit. So that's them bits. Then I need to get auto crafting because mainly because I want to add auto crafting to the ME interfaces on the back of the alchemical constructs downstairs. So for that I had to have ME auto crafting anyway, so I needed at least a pattern terminal because that's where you make your ME patterns. So if I'm going to have patterns, I might as well have a bit of ME auto crafting. So I've made this little setup. It's 164K storage, 2 core processors, and a crafting monitor. The crafting monitor you don't need. The core processors you don't actually need, but this is the only block you actually need. So what that's going to do is let us do some auto crafting. For that we also need a molecular assembler. I'm not going to bother showing you the recipes of these because I'm sure that you play Minecraft as well, so you can just check MNAI. I think I show recipes too much of stuff. Clearly you play as well. So there we go. I'm going to bang that onto that ME interface. Because that's a block ME interface, then it'll power this. So you can see there it's got a graphic on it, that means it's powered. The other ME interfaces I'm going to put around this the multi-part ones. You make them just by putting them into, you make the normal one, then you put it into shapeless crafting and make it into the multi-part one. It sits on the side like that. Nice. And what I've got behind here is I've got cables running out of there. So that splits off there, and there's a line that goes under the floor there to these three. There's a line that goes under the floor there to that. Yeah. So if I put one of these on each side of this, once I break the floor there to get underneath. Let me down. Let me down. Thank you. Bam. And one on the top. Now if I get some cable. Bam. I can go click. Click. So I'm going to want one on here. Give it a bit of stone. Just to cover that gap in the wall there. I've got a magnum torch, so nothing's going to spawn, but I might not always have a magnum torch, so I'll try to make sure I've got no gaps behind walls where stuff can spawn, you know. Let's fuck that up. And yeah. I want one of them, and I want stone brick. Stone brick there. I can put that bit of wood back in the floor, can't I? Yeah. And I want a cable. Then a facade. Facade you make using these cable anchors. Just ingot and cutting knife makes you them cable anchors. You can facade that, and then you can put that on there. It's kind of tardy. I'm just using the basic fluids one there. Now that's connected to that, but that's not a problem because that's already got its channel from there, I think. But anyway, that's all on now. So The new things we've got here, we've got the pattern terminal, which we can use to make patterns, of course. So I guess the first thing you should always make in that is a pattern for patterns. Yeah, so there we go, there's a blank pattern there. So let's question mark, shift question mark that into there. We'll make one, we'll put that there, then we'll make a pattern of the pattern. Mind blowing. So that is our first pattern there for crafting. Now you can click on these and put your patterns into them, but I've made this other thing as well here. It's called ME Interface Terminal. As you can see there, it's already showing that we've got 6 alchemical constructs fastened to it, which is awesome. That's our 6 alchemical constructs down there. So now we can add crucible recipes into this, which is really cool. This is kind of why I wanted to expand the AE network a bit. We're going to be doing that. We're actually going to add in ore processing. So I actually want to. We'll have to get some ores, yeah. So I have to pull a meteor down anyway because I need the base ores. And then molecular assemblers showing 4. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one on the back 5. Should you not be showing 5? Have I not connected one? We'll have to have a look at it. Oh, top one. Let's try that again. And it might take a while to catch up. There we go, 5. Cool. So I've got crafting patterns for in there. So what I can do now is I can just choose to put that in there. And that crafting pattern for that molecular assembler, for that blank pattern, it's in one of these. I don't know which one it is. Now you can, I believe, name these in an inscriber using one of them nameplate things, inscriber name press. So you can name them if you want, but I'm just gonna leave them like that. And yeah, so what I want to do then, I'm gonna have to go grab some ores, and what I also want to do is put some acceleration cards in there. The version we're on now, we can also have acceleration cards in these, so these have all got them. So everything goes pretty quick. This is still semi-manual. If I want to get more processors, I'll chuck them in that chest, and then it processes them and puts them back in the chest. I'll probably hook that up to the ME network at some point. But now I can auto craft, so that's a little baby auto crafting setup, kind of minimalistic. I guess minimalistic would be one interface and it'd be just one crafting storage. But yeah, so let's make 64 of them. Screw it. Probably ain't got actually enough pure quartz for 64 of them. No, I've got enough for 2. Let's make 2 of them. Craftable 2, and it's showing me there I can start's available, so everything's ready to go. So if I press start, you'll see. Was it too quick? It was too quick. If I was doing 64, you'd have seen it on there, but it was too quick. It crafted them. So there we go. We've got them guys. You want to be in there. Oops. You want to be in there as well. As do you and you and you and you. You don't. Right. So they can go in there now. I can start making patterns for. Oh, I could have made one more. Look. I can start making patterns for other stuff. So what we need to do now then is we need to get another meteor down, and I need to make sure it doesn't get processed. I don't need to make sure it doesn't. Let's. It's going to be an issue, isn't it? It's going to come down too quick. Let's move that, and let's bring the ores straight into the ME network. That's going to be a better way of doing stuff, isn't it? So what I want to do here is I want to get an import bus. So let's make us an import bus. ME import bus. I've got everything for that. I need a sticky piston. Easy enough. Bam. And one ME import bus. That's correct. How many acceleration cards does that take? It will take. ME import export bus 4. How many slots does it actually have? Let's have a look. That's 4. Okay. I want to pull everything out of that chest, so I don't think I need anything in it. So I'm going to have 4 acceleration cards in there, make it nice and quick. Let's see if I've got any made. I've got 3 made. Something's missing some then. Yeah, look, that's missing 2. So I need to make 3 more. So, and let's make some more of them things. Advanced cards. They come in 2s. I need 3. So then There we go. 1, 2, 3 of them. So now that can be nice and quick, and I need to decide where to put that. Where do you want to go? Temporary, I'm just going to bang it there. So, there's nothing in there. Cool, there's nothing in there at the minute. So, bang that on there. Like so. And that should pull anything we get in a meteor out into my system. So, let's go drag a meteor down. Now, I've changed down here. This worked out really nice. In fact, I said I was going to show you this, didn't I? There's a path there. I'm going to get rid of these stairs. I'm going to open this up a little bit and actually make it like a sewer, because this is on the same level as the water. It's actually one lower than the water, so I have to raise it up just one step. If you come across here, that's underneath of the pier there, look. So I'm going to have it like a sewer outlet with a grate at the end here. I'm going to have, but that there is the stairs, so I'm going to have this as a way down. You come down to a platform here. There you go there, and I'm thinking of making some arcane levitators just for the sake of having them, because no one ever uses them. But if I come down here, this works out really nice. I've got a nice diagonal path that comes straight into the meteor thunderdome, and I forgot to get a block of iron. And I also realised I made them acceleration cards and I forgot to put them in. Brilliant, genius. I want that. So yeah, this I made everything lit up. These are carpet block. The ones have got a glowstone in, so they're a light source. And I put my transvector dislocators on here to bring the middle column out. And I put a floor up here. So this has got a flooring in. There's lights in them corner ones there. So no mobs can spawn on this. That just sits there idling until it gets something to do. So now I've come down here. So my failsafe's in position. Press my failsafe, it puts it up there where it should do to catch the meteor, so that's all good. It's just a one wide block at the top now as well. Just a one wide space there, so I'm actually going to bring this in, just like a one wide line all the way down. There we go, so all I need to do now is activate this and chuck that block of iron in, and now I can run down here. I'll be nice and safe down this end from the meteor landing. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Should have a big bang when it lands. There we go. Still would have took damage. Even stood there. So there we go. There's our meteor landed, and it started going straight away. And then what I can do is, what I can do now actually, I can bring the obsidian block back out. And as well as bringing the obsidian block back out, there's a wireless transmitter behind there that should have brought that side out. So these dislocators, I see they've brought that side out, but looks like that side hasn't worked. So I need to check make sure my channel's right behind there. What I've got behind here is I've got the red crystal from, what do you call it? Automagy. Let's turn my magnet on. I've had to have my magnet turned off most of the day because I keep pulling the buckets out of the bakery. So 3002, is that the right frequency? I don't want to drill on this too long. Let's have a quick check behind here. 3002, yeah. Yeah. Well, the one side works, this one side didn't, so I'm not sure what that's about. I shall check that off camera and get that side working as well. I don't think it's too far away. I think you've got 16 block range. Might have to move it further up and see. Well, you can see this takes everything apart from the middle column. Massively wasteful using 8 of them, really. But it's not about waste, is it? It's about fun. So there we go. That's happily going to man all that for me. So all I have to actually do, I don't have to stand and wait there or anything. I need to finish clearing this up as well. And change the ladder to a nice carpenter's blocks one. But yeah, at the minute, of course, I've got this elevator here that also lines up nice, because that lands up on the edge of the thing there. I've got this elevator here that I can, of course, go up to my tier 6, my tier 5 sacrifice altar up here. So I can just extend that, but I want to use arcane levitators instead for Thaumcraft. Right, so that's coming up. So what we should have now is we should have in here we should have ores. Let's have a look. So there we go. Yeah, we're getting ores in. Wonderful. So copper, tin, iron, gold, silver, lead. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I want to do now is actually I need to know which ones these are going in, to be honest. Oops. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually come down here. I'm going to manually put these into the ME interfaces that are on the back of the alchemical constructs down here. So what we've got down here then, behind here, so I could name these I suppose. We have got ME interfaces on these. So what I want is I want 2 in each. So I'm going to go with a busy one. Oops, that's not idiot. I've got to make patterns, haven't I? Oh no, I don't have to make patterns at all. I can just tell it to feed it. Oh, get off. Just tell it to feed it stacked into there, can't I? If I was going to make patterns, I don't have to at all, do I? I can tell it just to can I make it do a stack at once? Yeah, I should have grabbed a stack. Okay. So anyway, give me a second to sort my brain out. So let me grab a stack each of these, make it easier. I haven't got a stack of everything yet, have we? Stack, stack, stack. Lead. Well, I'll do one. Oh, the copper back. God's sake. Right, so what I want to see in here then is, so I'm going to have iron and lead in this one, let's say. So iron, lead. So I'll have 2 in each, because generally you find that right, so I can make that. Come on, I want more. I want a stack, please. I have to wait till I've got a stack's worth. There we go, I've got a stack's worth now. I do cock about, don't I? So there we go, that's going to put stuff into there. So iron and lead can go away again now. And what I want to do on here is I want to clear that pattern out of that for now. Oh no, it's good. Can have that. I do want iron and lead still. I should have maybe done this off camera and not make myself look so foolish. So in here now, I want to add fats. Yeah, I'll get rid of that for now. I can put that back in later. I want iron as my number 1 recipe. Native iron clusters. And I want lead as my number 2 recipe. So what you're going to see is it's going to start processing stuff. Are you forcing it in? No, you're not. ME interface, why are you letting me down? I want you to put stuff in there. Let me work out why this isn't working. I'm sure this worked in my test world, unless I did it as a crafting pattern, as a pattern. I don't think I did. I think I just tried forcing it in with the ME interface there. So why are you not going in? Give me a sec. Okay then, it seems I was testing it actually with EnderIO conduit and not even an ME interface. I don't seem to be able to push this into here with an ME interface. I've tried using the block one to the thing. Just recording a mate. So, what I'm going to have to do is, what I was trying to do, I was trying to be sneaky. I was trying to have my cake and eat it really. I was, what I was trying to do was, I was just trying to use 2 slots in each of these so I could still use 7 slots for actual crafting recipes in the bottom part of the ME interface there. But also what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use an export bus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all 6 on the one here. So where's that cable go? Cable vanished. There it is. I've got a real cool thing on my back. I've just been watching, while I was doing a couple of things, been watching Rorax's video, which you should watch. Rorax's Let's Play. Its YouTube name is Rorax Plays. Check that out. I've got a backpack on my back. Remember I used this backpack early in the season? Look at that. It's not in my inventory anywhere. I never knew this about these. It's covering my, unfortunately, it's covering my cool armour. Hang on. I've got my Thaumic on my back there, but never mind. If you press Shift B, now I've had to unbind my baubles menu and my belt slot to be able to access this. So you've got to make sure that nothing else is bound to B for this to work. Shift B opens up this backpack slot, and you can put your backpack in there. Now that's actually on my back, and you can get it to pick things up automatically. So if I want to keep my tools in there, for example, then if I want to put my Yeti wrench into the backpack, chuck it on the floor, and then fail at picking it up. And now it's not in my inventory, but if I press B, there we go, it's in my backpack, look. How cool is that? So this is the crafting backpack upgraded, so it's got the extra slots over there. That's just been sat in me normal in my ender pouch for quite a while. There we go, that's very cool. And you can also shift. Oh, I've got to take it off to name, haven't you? So shift B, you can take it off again. You put it on your bar, and you shift right click, you can name it. It's pretty cool. So thank you for that, Rorax. Very cool. Shift B and put that back on. There you go. So you can set what things you want it to pick up automatically. So depending if you like mining, you can just get it to pick up ores and stuff. I like it. I really do. So with this, matched with this, then that's really cool, because this gets rid of stone and stuff, doesn't it? Because of the elementum on it. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked on the episode's not very short. So connect that to there. Cool. Now for this, I'm going to need a couple of capacity cards. There and there. And are them upgrades still in that? No. I didn't have an upgrade. What was I thinking that was then? I thought I'd put some speed upgrades in something down here. No, I'm kind of done. Anyway. So I'm going to want a couple of speed upgrades for this as well, aren't I? Import. This is an export though, isn't it? Yeah. So export bus has speed cards as well, don't they? Export bus 4. So I can fit two speed cards in this as well, which I shall have to do. But what I'm going to want in here is these guys then. So I'm going to actually have all 6 of these in here. Gold, silver and lead. So now this should force them in. So it's forcing copper in very slowly. So let's clear these recipes out and put them in the right order, because you know how in I am. So 1. So I'll have to wait for more to go in, aren't I? There we go, that's the first part. So that's making copper clusters. Cool. It's going to be pretty slow running through one in it. But have you stopped? I must feel I must have more copper than that in there, surely. What, 300? What are you doing? Oh man, this is becoming... Oh, it's decided to put silver in now. Okay. So what I should actually do... Okay, hang on. Let me just... I've lost... B. It's in there, innit? There we go. So let's take this off a second. Let's slung it over there again. So alright, let's clear these out. Want nothing selected, thank you. Okay, there's nothing selected, cool. So now I can actually get them to select one at a time. So, why is that saying there's something selected in there? Right, there we go, that's better. So now I need copper again, Christ. So, and let's get some speed upgrades while I'm in here. So yeah, I've got non-med, so 2 of them, 2 of them. What am I missing? I've got fluids, just made some. Cool. So that'll go in a bit quicker. So yeah, to do all the ore processing for just one of these is going to be a bit slow in it. So I may have to dedicate more than one of these. So I don't actually need them anymore because I've got the advanced one. So I may put 6 of these down there without any of these mnemonic matrices and have one for each ore. So that might make sense. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I think I shall do that. So right, copper, slot 1. Tin, slot 2. Iron, slot 3. Find it. Gold, silver, and lead. Right, so they've all got a slot. Cool. So we'll see how quick this goes. I mean, as long as I guess I'm not being too busy, then should be fine. There we go. Right. So one thing I do have to do is make sure that, as you can see, it takes order and metallum. Metallum's pretty straightforward. I can just chuck some metal in there every now and again. So I'll just chuck I can just look at my facts. I've got an absolute load of metallum. I guess I've got that from making permutatio by took a load of copper in, I think, to make permutatio before. That should have permutation on it. Yeah, that was 6. So I've got loads of metallum. Cool. And then the other thing, of course, is order. So every now and again, I just need to get a stack of chiseled smooth stone. So I can set this up to be automated. Well, we can't actually automate the chiseling bit yet, can we? Because that part of the chisel thing isn't in yet. Let's sling that in there. And that'll add some order to the system. Very nice. I like it. So the next thing I need to do then is to get them native clusters out of there. So for that, I'm just going to do this a bit scruffily for now and then make it tidier off camera between episodes. So I'm going to want an import bus, of which I've already got some, and cable. So I just want to import bus onto the bottom of the hungry chest there. You can put a chest straight onto the front of the alchemical construct, but I like the hungry chest, so wherever I can, I'm going to end up using it. Now the problem is here, the way I've got this set, I've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 channels on there, so I'm going to have to split this LAN because there isn't enough channels for this anyway, for all 3 of these. Do it like this. But import bus is taking things by the look of it. So that also needs speed upgrades, doesn't it? So I guess 2 on there as well. Because if there's 2 on the other one, I'm guessing they'll go at the same speed. So putting 4 on this would be redundant, I believe. So let's stick 2 of them on there. And that should take things out as... well, it's quicker than it's going anyway, because it's quicker than that. Okay, that's fine. That looked like it was quicker even without them, didn't it? Let's take them back out again. Let's have a look. Yep, so that keeps up fine. Cool. So there's that bit done. Now I want some facades, which I've got a load of. Excellent. Cover that, and so break that a second. Cover that. There we go. And put him back. And now what I'm going to do is I'll cut, because the guy wants to sleep and he's a bit early game at the minute, so I'm sure I don't want monsters to deal with while he clears out his place where he's going to build his awesome base. So I shall sleep, and I shall be back in a second when I've got the other side set up for the infernal furnaces. Okay then, I've got the bits I need. I've run some cable down from underneath here, across up the back of there, and to the top of that there, and there's a facade. Oh, fly. There's a facade. That's a facade there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put a item grate on the top of this, which lets you attach a cable to the top. So there we go. And I'm going to try this with the ME interface. I don't think it's going to work, but I'll try it while I'm here. So ME interface and a cable, and I'm not sure if the grate makes it act like an inventory, you see, but let's have a look. So if I put that there, not throwing him in, is it? No, I think it'll spat one out by now. So let's take that off. Did it... What? Where'd that go? Oh, it's there. So did it pinch my copper? Now the only issue I've got with this is I'm not sure. Do things actually just live in there until the process? So does that mean, is there a chance things are going to despawn? I'm guessing when we are running this normally it'd be doing as we get them, which has got a bit of a backlog now because where we've done it. So again then, export bus. I haven't got no capacity cards made yet, but I have to get some capacity cards on this to increase that. We'll put that there, and what we should start seeing. Are you going to work? You are. There we go, I can see a little... Oh, I'm going to need... Oh, there's going to be XP everywhere with these. I'm going to have to... There we go. We are getting copper ingots and copper nuggets, and the ME import bus there is taking them back out. So, there we go. See, I'm not sure how quick it's chucking them in there, though. It's not doing that very quick, is it? Because that's going in real slow there, isn't it? So... capacity card, acceleration cards. Should see that go quicker now. So I may split these into different ones. Not sure yet. I made 4 just because I wanted the room to look even. So I probably don't need 4 of these. In fact, 1 or possibly 2 will be all I need. That's cool, isn't it? Look at that, sending Ignis at it like that. So I'll quickly throw one of these together if you've not seen one before. These are all the bits for it. I'll just made him look fancy in that hungry chest there. The episode's like 50 minutes, so I want to do this really quick and then wrap up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've kind of got them backed into the wall like that. So what you want to do is cross on the floor with obsidian, and then 4 little brick pillars. If you break one of these bricks, by the way, when it's formed, then a blaze forms inside it. So it's a really expensive blaze spawner. So, obsidian. So now I want a cradle on the back, and then walls at the side, iron bar on the front, bucket of lava poured in the middle, bam, and finally 1 more obsidian to do the front. You leave the hole at the top open, and now just give it a whack with a wand, which I should just have to let come back up to 50, because I think this takes 50 of some aspects. Let's get rid of that 1 cap to make sure I don't equal trade this thing. And I'm up to 50, there we go. And it took Ignis and Terror there, so yeah, I did have to get it back up. Cool, and there we go, that's how you make the Infernal Furnace. Now what I can do is I can chuck some bellows on the side. What the bellows do, they give you the increased chance of getting the bonus materials, so that's why I'm getting... Oh man. I'm going to need brains in jars, aren't I? Or something here to capture that XP. And bonus nuggets there, so that's what's getting us them. But that seems to be working excellently. Cool. Right, I'm going to wrap up there. Episode's long. Thank you, as always, for watching. I hope you found the episode entertaining, and I hope I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.